Peace. I bring you peace today here at the America First Warehouse. I'm Joe the Box. We're at the most patriotic venue in all the land. And this week is really spectacular because the Lord Jesus is directing us down this path where I am opening up the doors for many, many J6ers. That's right. The people that went to Washington, D.C. 5 years ago and were crucified, went to jail, many of them. Then I have some great supporters of the J6 community. But to me, the J6 community are heroes like our veterans that went out there. And some of these people and some of these men and women have spent time in jail for doing nothing. But we're going to get down the road on that. First, I want to bring in the great Lisa Azzarelli, who has the highlights of today's news. But back down in the West Palm Beach on the coast of Atlantic Ocean, Lisa, and I know this because I don't know why I kept accusing you of living on the Gulf of America. But last week when we were traveling, I was getting on the plane at West Palm Beach, and all of a sudden the door opened up, and me and Johnny Boy were like, "Whoa, is that Lisa Azzarelli?" So you came off the plane like a superstar, and we had a moment with you, and now I understand what you say. We are two ships that are passing, or two airplanes that are passing in the night. What's happening in America? How you doing? Welcome to the free state of Florida. Fill us in. Lisa, there's a button on your Zoom that you have to press microphone on. Oh, goodness. Hey, I believe that might be a technical thing. We can come back to Lisa if we have to, which I'm fine with. I got a great audience in here. All right, we're going to work on that. Let's come back to the main stage over here so I can introduce a couple of great friends, people that you know already. I'm going to go into next to me. Nice try, Gino. It wasn't you. I'm going to Johnny Blanket, my good-looking brother. He's so handsome. You know, there you are. That's me. That's not Johnny.
Yeah, which one are you?
There you are. What's going on, Johnny?
None. It's always great to be here on Tuesdays at the America First podcast at the America First Warehouse. You know, a lot of people that come in and visit, boy, they love our country just like I do and just like everybody that comes here. It's a wonderful place to come visit. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to jumping on some news about my greatest president ever, but I'll have to wait my turn. I know there's a timer going, so thank you, Joe. Good to be here.
Johnny, you have what I call executive immunity almost, like, you know what I mean? If you weren't there on my side for the last 63 years, you're safe and sound on this stage, I'm pretty sure. But some of us are not so safe, like Gino Piscotti. Late as usual. What'd you do, fall asleep in a snowbank again?
A snowbank? It's called my apartment, the 2012 Chevy Sonic. I was just hanging out in New York, like, and every day in New York City, we like to watch it go down a couple more rungs, and I've got great news. You could literally try and reenact the bombing of the Boston Marathon, and our mayor will be like, some guys did some things, fiddle-dee-dee. So I just want you to know, the fact that I'm here, well, you're welcome, America. You're welcome, okay? Because getting out of that, can I say shithole when that's synonymous with New York City.
Well, I got to tell you, it didn't take Gino long to jump right into the fire because I don't blame him. I will not go near New York City for many, many reasons, but let's continue to go around this great stage that my team has set up for us. And we have KDJ, who's working early this morning on the radio, spreading the news. How you doing, KDJ? What's going down?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, sir. We had a couple special guests on today, and I'll let you introduce them, but man, the place is going nuts. Everyone's like, I can't believe they were there. Holy moly. And everyone, because the text came in afterwards, everyone is just grateful that no one got hurt. Want me to pass that on?
What a miracle. What a miracle it is. Kevin's continuing the discussion about New York City. And what's going on in New York City and the people that were involved in the whole process. We're going to go get that because we got another guy next to us over here. It's called the White Rabbit. And the White Rabbit, you tell us, who are you, White Rabbit? I thought you was a pill that went into a drink in 1962, but apparently not. What are you? What's going on?
I can be whatever you want me to be, man. What I am, I'm a social media influencer. I guess everybody knows who I am according to everybody's reaction whenever they see me, but I'm just a no bull kind of person. I speak the truth, and my voice is shot from screaming USA, USA while we're marching with the Iranians for Trump. Yes, it was like that. We were at the Gracie Mansion when they threw the incinerator device. It almost hit Midnight 1, 2, 3 and myself. Yeah, and I'm just glad to be here. Apparently, I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, and here I am.
Well, I got to tell you, I feel pretty impressed with you. When I first met you, I thought you lost your voice from singing at the America First Warehouse karaoke night on Saturday, which was a complete success. And I got to tell you, White Rabbit, I'd like you to redo that song before the end of the show tonight.
Absolutely, I could do that. Even with a bad voice, I could do that.
All right, well, listen, you rested for now. We're going to come back
Yes,
around
sir.
because my greatest person on the stage, no offense to the men, I have the wonderful Sarah Carpenter here at J6, who did it her way. Did you bring your weapon of choice on the stage today with you, Sarah?
Yes. No, not on the stage. I apologize. It's too, it's a little too, it might set somebody off. I didn't want to upset anybody.
It's too dangerous.
bringing
If I
my
see it over
dangerous-
there, somebody can bring it over
It's
to
right
us.
on that table.
Yeah, because this is an important weapon of choice.
No, actually, it's on the
Gino
seat.
is my weapon of choice. I bring him everywhere.
He's
Oh,
always
here
on
we
the
go. Thank you,
offensive
Gary.
with
He's
me.
always late.
Thank you, Gary.
Here is Sarah Carpenter and her weapon.
I didn't
Could you
wanna-
shake that, please?
He wasn't talking about the tambourine.
No, that's it. It is the tambourine. This was one of the weapons of choice that Sarah used in the Capitol, and when you came in with it this morning, I was shivering.
I tell you, doesn't it? It's very intimidating.
It's
It's
an
very
assault
intimidating.
tambourine. It's an assault tambourine.
Okay, speaking of songs, you know the long song, what is that, the 20-minute song, the Thanksgiving they played all the time? It's Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant.
Oh,
Alice's
yeah.
Restaurant. So they took 10 by 10 glossy photos of my tambourine. And sure enough, when you take 10 by 10 glossy photos of this thing, blow it up, it does look a little, it could scare anybody, It's
Well, there was
those-
a couple other things that you had that was very scary also. What were your other two weapons?
my rosary beads.
Rosary
Beautiful.
beads. They sound
Rosary
vicious.
beads.
Were they sharp, like made out of diamonds or something when you swung them?
I tell you, we're on that spiritual level, because why else would that have any type of, So, but here's the good thing. It's kind of like the Trojan horse, because the FBI still have it. It's inside the FBI building, my rosary beads.
Now,
So
why
you
would
got
they do that?
arrested for carrying a tambourine and rosary beads? Is that
High
what they got
capacity rosary beads. Those are very
They take the
dangerous.
rosary beads but give her back the tambourine. What's up with the rosary beads?
No, the tambourine was a gift from me. We went back to January, and I wanted to feel comfortable that she had a weapon with her that she would be able to protect herself.
Protect herself.
Was it like the Jet Li rosary beads, where it's whoosh, like from Lethal Weapon?
Could be White Rabbit. White Rabbit. That's something else. I really do like that. We got about 3 minutes of the first segment. And did we get Lisa back over there to bring us up to speed of what's happening in the world?
You're going
Le-
to need more than 3 minutes.
No, Lisa. What happened to her? All right, see if we can catch her in. She'll bring us up to speed. But, hey, let's get right back into it. These guys want to start fire on it. Johnny,
Well,
what do you got?
I follow, the reels and the Instagram and, to keep myself busy when I'm not doing anything, I guess. But I started following the Right Rabbit. I like things.
Oh, yeah.
Not because of who said them. I like things because of the substance on it, about truth and the way I think as well, It's not because I like that person that posted, but I never knew who it was. I seen White Rabbit. Who did? Now I know, so I'm really glad
Yes.
to see that, because I know I like the America First Warehouse more than anything else, but
You're
I said
safe, Johnny.
to everything I think is great for our country and what builds us up and makes us great,
Now, they did throw this bomb on the street, and it landed by your feet.
Yeah, it
did
actually
Rabbit?
almost hit midnight. He was doing a live. He was covering the riots, I guess, like the protests. Not riots yet, but we heard an explosion go off, which the media is not going to tell you. Which we were there. It was an explosion. Those Islamists threw it at Antifa, which is supposed to be protesting for them,
Together.
before they threw it at us. Before.
So there was
when
3?
the crowd was scattering, yeah. So when they threw it at us, I seen that thing hit the ground, and the fuse stopped. It started smoking. Why they called it a smoke bomb. Have you ever lit a firework? It goes out halfway. You have to light it again.
Yeah.
That's what happened, because the fuse was wet. And that was a jar bomb. They confirmed it. See, I had the Anarchist's cookbook as a kid, and anybody that had that cookbook, you know how to make a nail bomb out of a jar. I mean, blowing stuff up in fields. That's what they threw. And the size of that bomb, when it not only took us out, but all the families that were watching from the windows. I mean, these people don't care who they kill.
Well, they just said it was a device in the
Yeah,
New York
that's
Post.
why they said it was a
Mondani
smoke
just said, I thought they
device.
threw an iPad at them or something.
I yelled nail bomb and everybody took off. They said the cops ran towards that bomb. No, they didn't. No, they did not, because that would have been dumb.
Yeah.
That would have
So,
been
so
dumber than
did
shit.
Mondami let him out of jail yet, or are these
No,
guys
it's
back
federal.
on the street?
It's federal.
Yeah.
Thank God, or
They
they'd be
could
out
face
right
life,
now.
too.
I bet
They'd
they
be
would
fleeing
be.
back because they came from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Did you see the mansion they live in?
A $2 million. If you don't understand how important the America First warehouse is, where we remind people to, I can't remember it, leave their homes. Because what they don't get is like, they lived in a $2 million mansion. And you know what they did? They stayed inside and got radicalized on the internet. And not
Yep.
the good porn sites you send me. These things have other things going off in all directions. You know what I'm talking about. Do you understand? That's why it's so
Yeah.
important to be like this, to
So
get
who's
the
the
word
rich
out
one? The
and
guy with the
leave your
Gene
home.
Simmons hair?
What's that?
The one guy had the Gene Simmons hair.
I didn't
That's
even
the guy that did it.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one with the weird shaped head from inbreeding.
Yeah.
That guy was an accomplice. The guy that was actually throwing it was the guy
the
with the
hairy
Gene
guy.
Simmons hairdo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it.
From a $2 million home in
Thank
New
God nobody got killed.
You
Bucks
see the
County.
clip where
I
the guy
think
with the
Gino-
megaphone is standing there and the guy throws it?
Yeah.
That's when they threw it at us. That was the bomb they threw
Insane.
You know, I saw it too. And the bomb came over. The one guy was going, "Oh, we love people. We should let everybody in." You know, with his inclusion and his speech, with his little microphone. Right next to him was James Justice filming the home thing, and you're going to see a lot more about that on his show later today or tomorrow. We got a message coming. We're going to be right back with this great cast.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. Wow, it's very hard to control this group. I don't think that the Capitol Police could control this group, let alone Washington, D.C. police. Well, maybe they can now with new leadership and the way it's supposed to be. Listen, we're fortunate to have Lisa back. I think I saw her in the Zoom room. Give us the scoop. Lisa, what's the scoop? What's going on right now in the news?
First podcast team. Love being here, March 10th. Here's what we have going down. So basically, let's talk about Epic Fury. All right. This is Trump's war with Iran in regards to the fact that they were developing nuclear missiles, which is like strictly forbidden because of their erratic leadership. So the strike started in February, and we know that the Khamenei was killed, the Ayatollah was killed. His son has now resumed the position. This is not making Trump happy. This is a very curious situation because we already know that they had gathered the imams, the high clerks, to assign someone, and there was a bombing on them to begin with. And so now they place the Khamenei's son in control. He has direct relations to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. So this is something where we're going to really have to take a step back and decide what America is going to do regarding the Iran situation, because they do not seem to want to let go of the situation and control that they have over Iran, which has not been a peaceful relationship for years, decades. On that note, however, we know that the Iranian soccer team did not sing the national anthem in Australia, and 5 of them have now been given refugee status. We know that Iranians here in America have been celebrating that the regime is supposed to be coming down, but now with the placement of his son, there's question on what's going to happen there. But on a positive note, Trump did say that he feels that the war is coming to an end, which has increased our crude oil prices back to better value for us, going down from about $120 a barrel to about $89. So the American pocket may feel that in a promising way. All right, let's talk about how that's also related to the Gracie Mansion bombing. So as a result of this war, there have been protests at home, and there was a dueling protest at Gracie Mansion in which actual IUD bombs were found at the scene, upwards of 3 of them. NYPD and Commissioner Tish are confirming that these are indeed ISIS-related bombings, although Mamdani himself has not called out anything related to Iran or ISIS, and he basically has condemned the bombings, but hasn't really said anything about who, where, why they're happening. So let's move over now to the court case updates. What do we have on the federal level? We know that Title IX, this has been going on, which was allowing states to restrict girls' school sports to only biological females, is in the courts now, and a decision is expected, and hopefully in the next few weeks, and hopefully it will be in defense of women, biological rights. Birthright citizenship is another case that we are waiting to hear on. The court will be reviewing the interpretation for citizenship rules for children that are born in the U.S., but they're born to non-citizens. So this is a very important aspect we need to keep an eye on. State and federal cases, Luigi Mingione for the killing of Brian Thompson, the CEO, scheduled for a little bit later this year, but the death penalty has been taken off the table for him. Also, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson is scheduled to appear on May 18th of 26. And last but not least, what happened with the Clintons? What are the takeaways from their deposition? And we know that now that Bill Clinton had been on Epstein's plane over 26 times, claiming that it was for donations to the Clinton Foundation, whereas Hillary said she has no idea what he's talking about, she never recalls receiving anybody from Epstein. And the funnier thing, which isn't so funny, is that the lawyer basically had to take photos away from Bill as he was reminiscing with a smile over some photos from Epstein Island. Very creepy, very freaky there, and that's what we have.
Lisa, you're amazing. I love the way you encapsulate everything, and it really kills me when I watch some of the things that are happening, and it's so true. You nailed it. Stick around. We're going to jump around here. We got 6 players on the stage, and we got about 6 minutes left, so I'm going to go around the room, and I'm going to give everybody an opportunity. and I'm going to hold you to your clock. Who's going to go first? KDJ! Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa, I have to say, you said that this new I Told You So guy has risen. I don't like your choice of words. I happen to know he's been hospitalized 4 times for erectile dysfunction. So I have a bone to pick with you. See how many wiener jokes I can put in here.
That's good. That's
good. When he went to the
You're
hospital,
the cock of the walk right now.
yeah, when he went to the hospital, it wasn't for an extraction like the time Gino had that Power Ranger tucked out of his tailpipe.
That was told to you in confidence.
This was due to erectile dysfunction. So it's not that hard for you to come up with better words than risen. Gino, hand it off to you. Take the baton.
Hand off to Gino.
Take the dick joke baton. Go.
What's that? What a boner I pulled. Look, I'll say this. Thank you for that rundown, Lisa, even though you were here last week when I wasn't here. I'm sorry about that, court order. But what's going on, you can't trust any of these people. No one goes to jail, and they just lie. And you wake up, and you're like, Trump's approval ratings at all-time low. Trump's approval ratings at all-time high. It doesn't matter. You look at what's going on. He's doing everything he said, and you look at other countries. If you don't like it here, go to England, where they're all a bunch of, can I say pussies here to go the other direction of all your dick jokes? Because I'm telling you right now, Kyle Starmer is a douchebag. And I love how he's like, hey, we're sending 2 warships now. We already won the war, bitch. It's like when you go to a party, like, I don't want to go, it's going to be all losers. And then, like, everyone's like, oh, I'll go now. We don't need you now. We already tapped the keg. Kevin did 15 dick jokes. We're over it.
I think that
Trouble at Pearl Harbor, we're on the way.
I think I think it's all logical. Use real logic and have faith in the president that we have, because he is sent by God, and his decisions that he's doing over there to save the world is freaking amazing. Pete Hegseth and what they got in charge. So anyway, they wind up killing 49 the first strike, and then they got together. They're going to put a new leader in there, and they all got blown up too. What's left, what I understand, is the son. So the son is over there, and he's going to take it over, or they think they would, but really, he lost his mother and father, his grandparents, his 2 kids got killed, and how you think he's going to run that? So we need another one of them Trump bombs over there, get rid of the rest of them, until there's somebody in there that can run it like a country that can survive and, be hostile to everybody else, you know what I mean? He's doing it. He has to. He's the greatest president ever. It's unfreaking real. It's unbelievable.
You know something? You're a little biased when it comes to Trump, Johnny, but I'm okay with that. That's what I really like about you. The thing that really got me with Lisa's rundown is this guy pulls out his homemade gun with a silencer, and he walks up behind this gentleman or whoever he was. Maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe he was on Epstein Island. I don't really know. Maybe he was taking everybody's money from the health insurance. But he didn't deserve that. Now, what is the question about what he did? Oh, he didn't think about it. He didn't plan it. So the death penalty's off. Let me tell you something. We could save the taxpayers a lot of money if we took that guy out. That's my minute. Yeah. We're going to ride right over here to lovely happiness and everything is God with Sarah Carpenter. What's going on? You got 1 minute and 30 seconds.
1 minute and 30 seconds. I can't keep up with the big dogs here. We're going to change the pace a little, I guess. We're going to, for those who need to slow down a little. I want to thank you, Joe, because you gave me this opportunity to do the Peacemaker talks. But I tell you, the minute you say, oh, I'm doing Peacemaker talks, people want to fight with you. People want to argue you. They want to prove right away, you're not a peacemaker. And I said, well, I'm trying. That's why it's practicing. I'm practicing peace to make it. So thank you for giving me that opportunity to have this show. And it's good because it reminds me, too, of when you see cars and they have on the back of the bumper sticker, my child is a grade 8 student at, and they have I can't drive with the sticker on. I never wanted to do that, have a sticker on my car saying the school, because I kind of cut people off once in a while, and I don't want to give a smear to the school, right? So I never put on the bumper stickers. But having this show now, it's kind of like having that bumper sticker, okay, I'm gonna extra be peaceful. And after what they put me through for being bullshit. When you said before, holding up a tambourine and things like that, never will you catch me yelling at police like that. Why? People should be asking, why would that woman be so upset? Think a little bit, because I am a peaceful person, not my personality.
Well, I know you for a little bit of time now, and I saw your interviews on the street with the ministers or so-called priests during when they were protesting the ICE. And I thought that was fantastic, and that was peaceful how you spoke to them. I wish you nothing but success with your show, and I can't thank you enough, and I love you for what you sacrificed for the country. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds
All
for
right.
you, Rabbit.
You know, I have an answer what we're going to do to Iran. It's like the song, bomb, 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 Iran. And you know, before the Khamenei's son, whatever the hell that guy's name is, remember there was a guy that won the Guinness Book of World Records for having the shortest reign ever in Iran. We didn't even know his name. Where'd he go? You know, and this guy, even Trump even said it. This guy ain't gonna last. They have nothing. They have rowboats. They don't have crap no more. What are they gonna do? So spitballs at ships now? They're done.
They have like
They're
less than
completely
50
done.
ships
I'd like to
left.
just throw in
done.
there a quick thing about Trump, how he told them not to bomb their infrastructure, not to bomb their electrical and gas supplies, because that would put that country
Right.
back.
You don't want to turn the
Forever.
citizens against the
That's
object,
Trump.
you know?
What other leader does that? They
Yeah.
go in to kill. He said, don't bomb that stuff.
My buddy said it.
That's
and
unbelievable.
My buddy said it, and I corrected him. But he goes, "We're going to bomb them to the Stone Age." I mean, you mean back to? He's like, "No, they're so backward ass. We're going to bomb them to the Stone Age." And I said, "You're right." And I love it. Like, no, we got the sun in now, and Trump's like, Trump is literally like rolling his eyes. He's not. He's like, okay. Now we're just going to bomb the
Do
shit
not
out of you
get goaded
again.
Yeah,
into
well,
a
Trump
ground
had said
war and
that
start
from the
meeting these
beginning.
people in the
Yes, he did.
mountains.
You know,
if we start bringing
White
this to the
Rabbit
mountains,
and
we're in
Gino,
We're not going to put.
we're not going anywhere. You can't stop these guys. We're going to stick around a little bit. We got another segment coming in. I got a real special guy coming up. His name is Lego Man. And why Lego Man? Well, he'll come in and explain it to you when he comes up stage. And I'm going to tell you the one I'm going to fire right now. See you later, Sarah. You know I love you
Notice
so
your money
much.
just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome back to the America First Warehouse. What we're still doing? Fighting! Every day, all day long.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast. Be free, stay free.
All right, here we go. We're back live at the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land. We got so much happening. It's hard to kind of stay on top of things. But we have a new person at the stage. That's right. Sarah Carpenter was fired just for this segment. We're not firing her for any length of time. She's going to be a big part of the America First Warehouse and the movement that we got going on. But I had some great friends at the Stand in the Gap organization that I love so much. One of them is Shane Jenkins, who missed his flight this morning for whatever excuse he might have. I don't really know. Maybe the TSA didn't rush him through like fast because we got some serious issues on the country. But I have brought in a man from D.C. I know you spent a lot of time in D.C., but you got a really incredible story. And we'd like to know, they call you Lego Man, and why Lego Man, and what happened to you, bro?
What's going on, man? Well, hey, thanks for having me. I'm honored to be in the company of all these patriots here. You guys convinced me that we're going to save this country, straight up. Like, you motivate me. You know, I'm so proud of each and every one of you guys.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely,
Trying to sell us something.
I know, right? That's
I like him already.
I'm trying to sell you some patriotism, all right?
I'm in.
It's
I'm all in.
ready?
Free.
Yeah, that's right. But you know what? Freedom ain't free, though. It costs blood. And we learned that because Jesus Christ paid for our freedom on the cross. And so many millions, men and women, have paid for that, you know, in the military. So freedom ain't free, but it's our job to keep it, right? So in my ambition to try to do something like that, I went to January 6th. Obviously, the election was stolen. Obviously, the pandemic was a huge problem.
Yep,
you know, you have to be stupid or willfully ignorant to ignore these facts that keep coming to the surface because of guys like y'all that keep digging. So I go to the Capitol. And I'm thinking we're just going to party like every other Trump rally. But no, was I wrong? It was a lobster trap. I get sucked in. I wear the same uniform that I wore to Afghanistan when I deployed there all 3 times as a Ranger, 2nd Ranger Battalion.
Oh, bro. Badass, too.
Well, check this out, though. So they see me in the uniform, and they're like, well, he must have dressed up for war. That's the only reason why he would have dressed up like that. But the reason why I wore the uniform was to symbolize that I had already invested sweat and blood equity into the outcome of our country. And if you're going to steal my election, I got a problem with that, as does everybody in this room. So I go there, I get sucked in a lobster trap. The cops are beating old ladies, shooting flashbangs at kids. And as a man, how are you going to sit around and just watch? You got to get involved. And they did that on purpose so that me and Shane Jenkins and a whole bunch of other folks would get locked up because our major crime, our crime was our love of country and our faith in God. And that's why I was down for 3.5 years.
Where did you live?
That you're not doing anything wrong but standing up for your country.
Yes, there should be no penalty to patriotism, but in the United States of Socialist America, under the imposter president, that was the biggest crime you could commit.
You heard Jesse Ventura saying that he gets more free speech on the radio in Russia than he does in his own country in the United States.
Makes you think.
Russia.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was Vladimir Putin who was the first one to say that we were political prisoners. Of all people,
Yes.
Vladimir Putin was the one's like,
Because
don't
he
tell
knows
me
what
what to
that
do,
is."
Joe Biden. You've got political prisoners right down the street from where you live. Don't
Yeah.
tell me
Yep.
what I'm doing about my country. So
I'm blown
was a
away that you
Manchurian
served.
candidate.
I didn't realize that you served the country with this.
Yes,
so
sir.
I say thank you for my freedom, and I think everybody says the same thing. So you did your time. You went overseas. You come back whole. You didn't lose anything, but maybe some friends or some, your heart and soul. It's just hard to walk away from that. So now Trump says, come on down. So you go down to the J6, because I'm in the middle of Trennis Evans' book, who's got a pretty incredible...
I love that guy.
You
Yeah,
love this guy.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
good
this guy,
book.
too.
Yeah.
Trennis Evans, my brother from another mother. But
He's my brother from another mother.
Oh,
Come
he
on
is your
now.
brother, too?
Somebody's
That'd be
mom is a
related.
whore.
Gino, look at him. Somebody's mom. Yes, it's the mother of America, Gino. You might have slept with her, too. Kevin, Lego Man, Rob Morris, am I correct on that? So you served your country, and you went down to J6, and you got involved and protected people. I know the story in the West Tower, and it's really coming out. Victoria White that was getting beaten, and Roseanne Boylan got murdered, was down beaten by a walking stick by Lila Morris. So you're right about that thing, and it really makes me angry even my local politicians, I had one guy, he's running for office. I'm America first. I said, who won the 2020 election? And you know what his answer was? Joe Biden. I said, you're not America first, and you're never going to get my vote. And I'm going to do everything I can for that guy to lose.
Good.
Because most of our government and people in power are really not America first.
No.
Snake oil salesman.
Compromise.
Look at these two men over here. They're out of control. Can I control this side of the room or this side of the room? Now, Robert, I'm going to cut right to the chase. He's called Lego Man because
That's right.
he had a game at home or a Lego box that I understand wasn't even opened of the Capitol.
That's
Did
right.
you have the whole lawn? Did you have the Washington Tower and everything else?
Isn't that ridiculous? So when the feds arrest me, they enter my apartment and they find a Lego model kit of the United States Capitol.
Oh, my God.
And they think that I used this plastic children's toy to try to overthrow the government. I'm not even kidding. They put this in my court documents. They call me the architect of the insurrection. They're not kidding. And they literally use this against me to convict me, saying that I used the Lego set as a blueprint to overthrow the government. So they're thinking that me, Trump, and Rudy Giuliani are in my basement playing Legos, and somehow that's how we're going to take over the government.
Did you say if I was using the Lego set, I'd be the gayest architect since Mike Brady?
I didn't say that, but you might be onto something.
What's more scary, poor Sarah's tambourine or the Lego thing? Because my
I know,
boys
right?
love Legos. We love
Five and
Legos.
up. Look out.
But that's how it started. And when the internet found out, they never forgot the Lego Man was born. But I will say that it added a little bit of comedy to the situation. There's worse nicknames that I could have walked out of the situation with.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
Underwear bomber. That's a bad one.
yeah, well, or a really good one, depending on how you look at it.
Keith, that's a real shitty name. I will say this on a serious note because I cannot thank you enough for your service. I was working last week. I was doing the Drinking Brothers podcast in Austin. Dan Holloway, another great patriot. I'll say to you what I said to him. Thank you for your service. And when I say that, I mean, like, I'm of the generation where my father served in Korea. My uncle was in World War II. He was fighting on D-Day, okay, not on that thing. These guys fought wars so that people like me could do this. So I could sit on a panel and tell dick jokes with him and stand in front of patriots and say thank you. And you have to be just infuriated by the way they're using these 6 men, last I heard, that died as like a political platform. How they're going after Trump, ignoring the women that are being liberated on the left. And going after these guys. I mean, A, thank you, and B, my question is, it's got to infuriate you. Am I wrong?
I will say this, nothing infuriated me more when I was in a cell of solitary confinement in my nation's capital after everything that I had done and served, my honorable service, no criminal history whatsoever. I'm looking out of my cell of solitary confinement of a very thin window, and I'm watching the Afghan pull out, thanks to Biden. So everything that I fought for was literally going up in smoke.
Yeah.
And then, the TV cuts to the imposter president telling me that I'm a domestic terrorist after I had just hunted those people down with my youth. So it was like a scene out of the Twilight Zone, but I had a choice. I could have let that destroy me, or I could have fallen on my scripture and said, God, how do I use this to your glory? And that's what happened. And now I'm here, badder, stronger, and more pissed off and motivated than ever before. They made a monster out of me, and now we're going to save this country because the men in this room aren't going to give up regardless of what's thrown at us.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Andy's wearing a tie.
Yeah, and now we're watching
dress for
all of
success.
Obama's work get burned out in Iran now. Poor Obama. Are you sad? Joe Biden and Obama wasted all our taxpayer money so we could work harder just so you could give it to Iran, and now it's all burning before their eyes, and the Iranian people are about to be free of radical Islam, and that's what it's all about, and that's because of Donald Trump.
People still believe this. Like, Jesse Jackson passed away, right? And at the funeral, you saw it. His son had to stand up. And because Obama goes up and uses it as a platform for his bullshit, Biden goes up and mumbles, Kamala goes up and says, I told you so. And then the kid goes up and he's like, he was so angry. And I'm like, he should have said, this is a happy occasion. A black man's
Jesse
dead.
Jackson
Am I
was
right?
his friend. Was Donald Trump's friend. Donald Trump campaigned for Jesse Jackson. He was his friend.
Yeah, he gave him a free office space in the financial
Jesse Jackson
district.
was stayed out of that when they were jumping on Trump.
But they took that poor funeral, turned it political, so they can get whatever they've been lying to us forever.
Shame.
Thank God we're awake, and I know it's going to turn. I know some people are going to get arrested because it was really bad what they did. I couldn't imagine sitting at that window because I know the only place I would be able to turn to is Jesus Christ too, because there's nothing else that you have.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Besides those friends that are with you in there. for the same reason that are, they did keep you guys together, though, right? They didn't put you separate.
They kept us together until they realized that was a really bad mistake.
I believe that, too. And what do you mean? So they separate you in the prison?
After a while, they did separate us because we were able to come together and figure out ways to buck the system from within. And we were able to expose the horrendous conditions of the jail, the entire D.C. Gang, if you want to call it that, but that entire group was like, wait a second, these J6ers, they're not racist. They got the same enemies that we do. And so we expose the D.C. Gulag. We expose the way the federal government has been ruining the demographic of that community for decades. And we actually got some allies because of God's grace and because of our hard work and diligence.
I think I heard, too, that you guys were getting your information from computers that were supplied to by the jail or whatever, and it was more related to Islamic? Was that anything that true?
So you couldn't go to church unless you got the vaccine. But what you could do is receive the Muslims' paperwork to let us know that if you're white or if you're Christian, you're none other than a beast, a dog, or a hog.
Yeah.
Take your pick. So here we are in a D.C. gulag now being told that because I'm white and I'm a Christian, I'm a beast, a dog, and a hog? I thought this was America. So the chaplain in the D.C. gulag is Muslim.
Come on. Wow.
Yeah. Tell me how that makes
My
sense.
goodness, don't fall off your chair.
Aren't there
in
any good Muslims, though?
We have a minute left. We have a minute left. John, there are good people all over the place, and there's people who never do what's happening. But this organization that came in, the Brotherhood and all the radicals that Biden had left in really created a bad problem for us. I got a minute left. I want to give the White Rabbit over here an opportunity to show up his website or where he's at and how he got here. We're not losing you today, but I might lose you for a segment. Where you come from, brother?
Well, I come from the panhandle of Florida. I'm on TikTok and on Instagram. If you want to find me on TikTok, I'm Real White Rabbit 1717. And on Instagram, I'm just White Rabbit 1717. And there's a lot of imposter accounts. Of course, because TikTok likes to screw with us Patriots. So you look for the one that has 130,000 followers almost, and that's me.
Wow, he did it good. I got to tell you, I don't like TikTok. They kicked me off too many times. I'm not playing the game over there. But you want to find a White Rabbit, you got to find him on TikTok and Instagram. And we're going to have you back because you're going to sing a song.
All right.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. We'll get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
By the power of the Holy Spirit and the grace of Jesus Christ, this is an incredible day here. Now, I still have my friend Lisa in Florida. We didn't lose you yet, Lisa. I know you're familiar with Lego Man Rob Morris that's here with us today, and I know you've been thinking about a question or something that you might have for him. What do you have for us, Lisa, down in Florida?
Thanks, Joe. Okay, first of all, thank you for your service to the country. 3 tours in Afghanistan, phenomenal. Army Ranger especially, which is an elevated position. So that is deep and important work. I want to say that as controversy, let's put this to bed, a lot of discussion regarding the video that they try to use against you. And more importantly, which I also find symbolic, is the shield that they referenced multiple times that you had taken supposedly from the police officers and pushed back to form another shield in pushing forward into the Capitol. Now, what I want to know is from you, from your mouth, what exactly brought that situation to its surface. And now that the shield is something that was discussed most often, and you mentioned that when you went to serve time for this, that it was Christ who basically pulled you through it all. So therefore, a different type of shield came out of it all. What is the work you do from that experience under this shield? So the shield that got you into the problem and the shield that came from it. Talk to us.
I appreciate that. That's a very symbolic question, and I have a perfect answer for you. I'm very proud of the fact that I took a shield from a police officer to defend me and the rest of the people that were being absolutely destroyed in the tunnel of January 6th. I will not fight the fact that there's video floating around of me ripping a shield from a police officer, but then the video cuts. What you don't see is that I tell people to build a shield wall like the Viking TV show Last Kingdom, so that we could actually protect ourselves and defend ourselves against what we had suffered all day long, which was the absolute abuse and the instigation from the Capitol Police that day to lure us into the lobster trap. And to answer your question, in terms of the religious aspect of it all, through my Bible study, I learned that the portions of the armor in Ephesians 6, the armor of God, is very profound, and they're named for certain reasons. For example, the shield of faith is called that because Paul, in the time of his writing, is looking at Greek hoplites who use an enormous shield to coordinate within the phalanx formation, a shield that is big enough to protect himself and the man to his left within that formation. So the shield of faith, to answer your question, I have learned is big enough for 2. The shield of faith is big enough to protect 2 people. So if you've got faith, Joe, it's big enough to protect you and the man standing to your left. So to answer your question, this shield concept, this motif has been following me through the underworld. And whether it's a shield wall that I want to build to protect my people, or if it's a shield of faith that Paul has now delivered to us through the scriptures to utilize to protect other people from the fiery darts of the enemy, this shield has been a symbol of this entire movement that we're trying to continue to maintain, which is we will protect our country, and under no circumstances are we ever going to give up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for clarifying and bringing the truth about what really happened. Thank you again for your service.
Lisa, I can't thank you enough. Zooming in like you do in Florida. I love the notes. You keep me on the cutting edge. I appreciate your effort and coming in today. Thank you very much.
Wishing everybody a happy St. Patty's Day, too. I'll see you soon. I'm heading to Ireland.
Happy St. Patty's Day. You're the best.
You know what gets me? That the way you talk and the way you handle yourself. When you went in front of the magistrate, the judge, or whatever, didn't they listen to you? Didn't they have any sense and say, look what this guy did his whole life to protect this country, and now I'm going to call him a traitor? What kind of response could you get from the judges or anybody that didn't even – I don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, you asked a good question, and I will say this. Throughout any one of my court proceedings, I was completely subjected to libel from the prosecution, and Judge Trevor McFadden just nodded on. At one point in time, the prosecutor said that I was using my time as a high school history teacher to create homegrown domestic terrorists in the classroom. There's absolutely no evidence to suggest or confirm that, but they just said that because in this country, the prosecution not only gets away with whatever they want, but they also write the script for the mainstream media. But the one time Trevor McFadden actually did give me an opportunity to speak to him, like I'm talking to you, he asked me, Robert Morris, tell me what happened that day. I'm listening to all this, and it just doesn't make sense. Tell me what happened. And I explained to him that I had absolutely no intention of going anywhere near the Capitol that day, that I have a job interview the very next day. So storming the Capitol was not on my bingo card, you know? But what I did say, like I've said here, is that after I watched the abuses of my people at the hands of the Capitol Police and Metro, I had no choice but to get involved. And the Ranger within me, the man in me, and the Christ within me wants to protect, and that was used against me. And so he leaves the room after I say this and comes back, and instead of giving me a sentence of 90-plus months, I get a sentence of 66. So though he shouldn't have done that, I do believe that my words had that impact because he knew with a conflicted conscience that I'm not the monster that the prosecution or the media claims that I was.
Yeah, I don't think it affected him at all, and one day he'll be meeting his maker down in hell. But it's mind-blowing on what you went through, and I don't know, I can't even imagine.
Am I wrong to think this? And you said it, hell, because I do stand up and talk about it in my act. It's like they twist the words, and I really gotten back into religion since COVID and stuff.
Good.
You know, and trust me, I pray there's a hell now. I do. Because people like that, people like Mayorkas, people like Jill Biden, I'm sorry. And I know I need to pray on that. But there needs to be a hell because they let Merrick Garland sat there and tried to scare parents. Not that we don't know this. Out of, going to the school, well, we'll have the FBI investigate you. And then when you question these people, the look of arrogance and, I'm going to say it, confusion, like, why are you questioning me? How dare you question me? And there has to be a hell for these people. But I'm wrong to think that, aren't I?
Not necessarily, because God made it. God made hell. You got to think about that. God made heaven. God made hell. And he put in place locations for people to either choose him or not to choose him. This life that we're in is an opportunity to give Christ our all. And that's how love is. Love isn't enslavement. We could have been robots, and we could have just loved God because we're programmed that way. But instead, he gives us the choice.
It's a great way to put it, yeah.
It's an amazing time. I got to tell you, I'm really happy to be alive at this time to watch this in history and to be able to be on the front lines because I really want to be there, and I'm following the direction of my Lord. There's a gentleman right here. His name is Gary McBride. He's on the stage with us. Gary's going to be doing a show out of the warehouse very soon. And Gary is renowned for his video clip and deep dive into the J6 community and has supported and helped many J6ers in their cases, Lego Man. Maybe he was even able to help some of you. But I did hear his voice on the news really talking about your video. But we're going to come back to you, Gary. Stick around for 3, and this is the 4th segment. So we're going to have a couple more if my sound crew and my crew sticks around. But I want to give the time right now to Teresa, who's in the Democratic War Room right now. And she's going to give you a heads up of what's happening here at the America First Warehouse, how you can come in and meet Robert Morris and meet Shane Jenkins will be here this week, Gary, Sarah Carpenter, great people, our 2 comedians, Johnny and I, and my 2 friends over there.
See what you did? I like
Teresa, tell us what's happening at the warehouse, Teresa.
Hello, Patriots. It's a great day here at the America First Warehouse. We have so many Patriot friends in the house. Welcome, welcome. We love you all. We're going to start off with a quick snippet of this past Saturday night. We had karaoke night here with DJ Sal. It was so much fun. Everybody got up and performed. So, fellas, if you can run that for a minute, we could just show the audience how much fun it was. We had a great time. There's Katie Jay's fiance there singing. And a veteran. We had such a good time.
You know what I heard, Teresa? Jessica said, my favorite part was singing Shoop with Teresa. She didn't have to look at the words. She knew them.
We rapped. I'm a 90s girl. We rapped.
Little salt and pepper.
Little salt and pepper in the house. So it was so much fun. We're going to do it again. Look at that. All the Patriots up on stage.
Oh, Liv, boy, we sound great.
We're not making a
We're not
record
going
out
to do
of
a
that
J6 choir with that one, that's for sure.
No, but you got more J6ers up there. Phil Grillo and some great Patriots up there. So, yeah, it was a great time here at the warehouse, as always, and we look forward to doing it again.
Whoever that was saying has got to be shot. Kill that video. What else we got, Lee?
All
What
right.
else we got?
So I'm
Tone
going to
down.
run through these very quick. So our podcast schedule, we have new shows popping up all the time. Take a screenshot of that. That's our Tuesday and Wednesday lineup. And if we can go to the next screen, I just want to congratulate and welcome Gary McBride to our lineup. His show debuts today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and he's the second Tuesday of every month with Trennis Evans and David Summerall. And Gary, we can't wait to watch you later. Next up, we're going to talk to you guys about our faith night here at the America First Warehouse. We have Bible study from 5:45 to 6:45, and immediately following, we have Christ to Conquer the Nations with Pastor Crystal for prayer and worship. Every Friday night, we bring to you The Boys from Live from Studio 6B. It's a Real America's Voice production. You can get your tickets on our website. You can scan that QR code up on the screen. And on March 21st, Studio TST will be in the house. Mike Loftus, get your tickets now. It's shaping up to be a really big event. We're getting a lot of tickets. And if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of that event, you can take a screenshot of this next flyer. And all the details are there. And you could be advertised. You could have a table here. There's a lot of details that you can see on that flyer. Next up, we bring to you the rescheduled 1916 project on April 25th. Seth Gruber or someone from his team might be coming in town if we get a lot of tickets sold. So please, this is such an amazing documentary that everybody needs to learn about how Margaret Sanger started with Planned Parenthood and eugenics. So it's a very, very important documentary, very eye-opening. Next up is Guitar Legends on May 9th with Joe Cumia. That should be a great night here at the warehouse. Following that, May 30th is the Not So Newlywed Game Show. We are still looking for contestants, so the next flyer will be the contestant flyer. You can scan that QR code. We'd love to have you. It's a lot of fun. We're also going to ask you to save the date for June 19th and 20th. AMAC will be doing a phenomenal America 250 event here at the America First Warehouse. They usually have an all-star lineup of high-profile political figures here and correspondents. The night before, Real America's Voice will be doing something as well, so mark those dates with details to follow. And our item of the month is our America Must Put God First
3
mug.
seconds.
It is all-American made, so you can scan that QR code. And I think that might be it. Are we wrapping up?
Going to commercial. Thank you, Teresa.
You got it.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. We are blessed to be back here at the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue. Kevin?
In the galaxy.
The galaxy.
That's his
We're
favorite.
expanding. It's always the land. We're sitting here with Gary McBride, videographer, man. He's dug some information up. He's really went deep in for the J6ers, right? Welcome, Gary. Welcome to the this table and sitting with Lego Man and KDJ and what's your name again? Johnny Blanket?
Gino.
Gino. Oh, that's right. Biscotti. Gary, welcome.
Thank you, brother. I'm glad to be back on. I got fired right at the first segment started, so
Here we go.
Here we go.
Warming up the seat.
Yeah, no. But I want to kind of say something to what Robert's talking about the prosecutors. Not a lot of people got to go into the courtrooms. I sure wish it was televised so you could see what I saw. And so
Well, how did you see, Gary?
I was in the courtrooms for J6ers.
You sat in the courtrooms.
Yeah.
For the
Me,
J6ers.
Mickey Whithoff, Nicole Reffitt, Tammy Perryman.
That's
we would all
amazing,
go.
bro. Who?
And so,
I heard the one name. Who was with you every day?
Mickey Whithoff, Nicole Reffitt, Tammy Perryman, bunch of them. We'd
Did
go in a
you know
group all
that,
the time.
Robert?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I not only did I know it, it was something that really kept us together without realizing it. We had people on the outside that never even met us, and you were still willing to show up for us. That's
Yeah.
a debt that we can never repay.
You were in that gulag, that DC gulag?
Absolutely.
Yeah, with next to Shane. You know Shane. You have a personal relationship with Shane. Him and Shane, they break bones together.
Yeah, Shane's lost somewhere right now. But anyways, but what I wanted to point out, what we saw in the courtroom is before the jurors would be brought in, the prosecutors wouldn't have their masks on. Everybody's walking around talking. As soon as they're getting ready to bring the jurors in, prosecutors would put their masks on, stand up, and then here come the jurors with all their masks on. I can't tell you how many times we saw jurors fall asleep. And I'd watch the judge, and he would look over there and see it, and it's like nothing was ever said about it. Nothing was ever stopped. It was just such a show, and I really wish it could have been televised. And it should have been televised so that everybody could have seen what happens in those courtrooms in D.C.
There usually is cameras in the courtroom, are they? I saw.
Yeah, they wouldn't
I've
allow
seen 'em.
nothing. You know, your phones had to be turned off.
They wanted those secrets to die in there. So, for example,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to the Oath Keepers trial, they deliberately blocked out video evidence that would exonerate my brother Kelly Meggs and the rest of the Oath Keepers. And then Cowboy Logic busts it on their show with Don and Donna. They show the real footage that should have been shown not to the world with a live video feed of the court, but no one in the courtroom actually saw what could have helped them in the first place. But the judge knew. And that's the thing. So Gary had a window into what we went through that most people didn't. He took the time out of his day. He drove. He sacrificed just like Mickey Whithoff and the rest of them did. And I'll never be able to repay you for something like that.
You
But
don't
I'll
need
tell
to
you-
do that, man.
Well, I'll tell you what else, though. If you did want to have a window into what it was like to be a January 6er, this is it. So this is the book that I have written, codifying the last 3.5 years of my time behind bars in 41 short stories. It's called Still There because I'm the person that got everybody to start screaming in the middle of the national anthem, those two words. And so I want you to have this book, Joe, because everything that you've done and the shelter you've provided to people, the support that you've given people, and given people an HQ to be proud to be an American, to hang on, you're giving people more than just a place to rest their head and have a good time. You're giving people hope, and you're making your founding fathers proud. So I want to give you this book so not only you know what it's like to be a January 6th political prisoner, and I hope you never have to figure it out in your life, but I want to just give this to you so you know how much you mean to me, brother. Seriously.
And who was it forwarded by?
None other than Mickey Whithoff.
Wow, I am like blown away. I'm blown away because I have such a love for you guys and what you went. I didn't know you on the inside, other than you flipping your lights. You know, when we were down there, and Trennis I was going through his account of this very similar stories that you guys have done, but nobody has gotten deeper than you. Robert, and where you're at. So I'm honored to have this, and I can't wait to run through it.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be proud to be an American, you'll be enraged, but at the end of the day, you'll read the scriptures that motivated me through, and you'll listen to the thoughts that we all shared, and you'll feel like you were right there beside us at the end of that book, and you'll have even more pride in your heart to be an American because you'll be able to relate to not just the January 6th political prisoners, but the founding fathers who were also persecuted by their government to establish this free nation for us.
What an incredible
When does that
time.
book become a movie?
Well, we're actually working on that this summer. Oh, yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I am so impressed. I was very impressed when I first saw Mickey and Nicole, and I think it was Tammy and you, and Potato was there too. Tommy Potato. When I first met you guys walking down the street. So Robert, we approached them, Johnny and I said, "Oh, we want to be part of this. Where is it? How do we get down there?" Well, there's a bus coming down. Gary had this long hair, looking a little freaky. Not as long as
What you
yours.
gotta get long hair, bro? Come on now, give me a break.
Gino, I know
Hey.
Gino wishes he had it.
These
like
hippie
that.
freaks you got running through the studio.
My
kidding
question
me?
is the last time you cut it was like before you went in, I'm assuming, unless you're adding some extensions or something.
Hey,
like
I've
that.
never cut my hair since March of 2020. When the pandemic began, for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm done cutting my hair.
I started cutting my hair then. Like that's why I wear these headbands because you couldn't get a haircut.
Right.
So I had this afro, and I just started. The 2 weeks I wore a mask, I pulled it up over my like the gator, and then and I just liked it. So I just cut my own hair.
It
Hey,
helps
you know what?
It does. It
I'm
hides
a
that
cutter.
big spot on the top of your head.
Where all the brains
Right, Kev?
leaked out.
Kev, you don't want to hide your hair. Your hair is beautiful.
No,
like
why
Lego
would you?
Man.
Come on, look at this. It's like a rich guy. What's that? It's like a rich guy not flaunting his money. Why wouldn't I?
Robert, I'll tell you why I didn't cut my hair. Is when I was sitting in Decatur, Texas, where I was living at, I found out you guys couldn't cut your hair. You couldn't cut your toenails, your fingernails. They just wouldn't give you anything to do that. And that's when
Unless
I
you took
started
the
growing
vax.
my hair.
Unless
in
you took the
solidarity
vax?
for y'all.
Did you
What?
really?
Yep. That's why I grew my hair long.
So you grew your hair in
Can
support
you
of us.
believe
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
Wow.
It's
Thank
when-
you, brother.
It really ties back in the vax, and it triggers me. I'm sorry, but it ties back into what you said, what we've all said, even back to the soul. Use your goddamn common sense, okay? We've been on this earth for 500 million years. You were there, Joe. We're 500 million years, okay? And the human body evolved that's how we got here without vaccines and stuff. And people listen to these lies. It ties into what you were saying. Of course, they didn't televise the trial. They're televising Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but
Right.
don't televise the most influential trial in the history of our lifetimes, obviously. So people can listen to the lies, not use their common sense, and believe the stupidity of it.
When
the
our enemies-
2020 election is just that graph that's a statistical impossibility. Sorry, go on.
No. When our enemies figured out after World War II that you can't kill America on the battlefield, they decided we'll kill them in the courtroom and we'll kill them in the lunchroom. That's how. So I want to introduce to you a concept, not of the sleeping giant that Japan woke up when they attacked Pearl Harbor. I want to introduce to you guys the notion of the poison giant, where we're as strong as we've ever been, but we're asleep at the wheel. We're shackled by our own guilt and grief and insecurities, and we've been given so many things to delay our minds, to delay our bodies. But the second that we can honor God and return back to Him in prayer and submit to Him, eat right, think right, pray right, we will be an unstoppable force of nature. So it's not the sleeping giant anymore. We're the poison giant that's now finding the antidote to rise to the occasion.
And it's everything put on this earth. They tried to stop. They're like, oh, yeah. Like, people are so... I said to a woman a couple days ago, I'm like, well, because you didn't need the vaccine, vitamin D. And she's like, and not really. It's, where did you hear that? Like, how, and I'm not... It's not her fault. She's an older person. So, but it's like, where did you hear that? That's terrifying because they don't want you to realize what you said. Mother Nature, creation, everything on this earth is here, like... for us that heals us. And every time we breathe out, here's the CO2, we'll take that oxygen. And I know I'm oversimplifying, but it's what you said. It's that obvious when you say it. It echoes in your brain, and you're not like, what? You're like, oh, yeah. Sorry, Joe.
So don't apologize because I'll fire you and throw you off the stage.
Bring the hot chick back. I'll go get a coffee.
But it is a crazy time to see, because I watched the government, I didn't realize what they were doing. until the election was stolen. I
Right.
mean, 2016, I couldn't believe he won. We were excited about it, and he made some incredible, decisions. Then the pandemic came, and honestly, that's where it came for us. The money came in because of the pandemic. Joe, we got 70 trailers of masks coming. They forgot about the 70 trailers of gowns, large, extra large, tabletop beds, the whole 9 yards. And we were there. We went through it, and I never got the shot, thank goodness. I mean, I never wanted to have to do that, and I understand why we had to go to the Capitol. And when Trump said, I'm going to go, I wanted to go.
Oh, yeah.
But we had this going on already, not at this stage that we're at, but we wanted to show what happened there. And then I heard that there was shots fired at the Capitol, and nobody wanted to talk about it.
Can I just say something in
Please.
terms
We got a
of
minute
going
and
to
a
the
half,
Capitol?
as you know.
We had a responsibility to be there. We have rights, okay? But when you consider that our Constitution doesn't have, a Bill of Rights, but a Bill of Responsibilities, it's a completely different way of thinking about it. So we don't have, all these responsibilities for our own benefit, but it's a responsibility for the next generation too. So we didn't just go to the Capitol because we were pissed about our election being stolen. We went there because we know the next generation is going to live or die based off of what we do. We had every right to be there at the Capitol, and we need to be there every single time something like that ever happens again so that our kids understand freedom. And if we don't give up, and if everyone in this room maintains their course, stays the course, I believe that we're going to see an American Renaissance. I believe that we're going to see everything come to fruition. We're going to rediscover what made us great in the first place, and we are going to hand off a country to our kids that they will be able to handle and be thankful for our sacrifices, and we're going to last another 250 years. That's what I think.
I don't think it would have ever happened if we didn't get Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to say this because I can make executive decisions. We're not going to go to commercial break. We're going to continue to go through, and we're going to take up the time that we have because what we have is way more important than what that brings to the table. Even though we got some great commercials, we got great people that are trying to help us and support us, the affiliates. But I'm going to keep going over here because I know everybody's got something to say or to ask, either Gary McBride or Robert Morse, Lego Man. But I just wanted to finish where I was at before when I ran into these people. And I said to my brother and I, we were like, oh, well, we knew that Ashley Babbitt was shot. But we didn't know who Ashley Babbitt was. And I'm going to tell you, Robert, in the corner up there, I'll show you, we built a little memorial for Ashley Babbitt. We put her uniform up there. We had the only picture that we had of her face. We made a little coffee table at it, and it said, who shot Ashley Babbitt? Because nobody knew. Wow. But we were like,
we know now.
Johnny Boy?
Yeah, I remember meeting Mickey for the first time. It's not that we were involved with anybody that was down at J6. We knew about it. We felt terrible for anybody that goes to jail for something that they didn't do. But our relationship started with our meeting of Mickey, and we enjoyed her time and company. We had our motorcycles and our Trump truck. And then we met down at CPAC is where we really went. And we had met a bunch of people that wanted to go with us.
We met Mickey at a New York fundraiser is what it was. We met her. She came up for Rudy Giuliani and Cara Castronova. So that's how we
But and what happened, we went down to CPAC in D.C. right by the Gulag there, and they invited us down there, and a bunch of people that we met came with us. So Joe had his van filled with 15 people, and we went down there. It was the worst rainy, miserable day you can freaking imagine. And you can imagine, like me, I feel bad, but holy shit, this weather's pretty bad. I hope we go back early. And we didn't. We stayed till the end. And I'm so glad that we did because we stayed to the end. The little sergeant lady that was running the show, too, down there, made us get out of the van, sing the national anthem, listening to these guys talk on the radio, singing the music. I was blown away. It was a rainy day, so the opposition wasn't there. So it was peaceful, but still miserable.
Well, the Freedom Corner was every day. It didn't matter what the weather was like, ever. We were there for a reason. And it was there. Everybody says, if it's raining, are y'all going to have it?
Isn't it?
We stayed.
Y'all did have it. Y'all were there. That was pretty good rain.
Well, the first night we went there was a beautiful night, and I filled the van up. I had some very heavy hitters from the CPAC. I go, let's go follow these guys. They told me it was at the Gulag. So we go in the front of the jail. It was magnificent. It was huge. It was
scary.
I'm like, where are they? So we missed it.
The first night we
missed
missed
it. Next night
it.
it was rainy, so nobody wanted to go with us, but I didn't care. We had to go. I was compelled to go and
Isn't
meet.
it odd that it rained during these protests that you had scheduled, but during the Summer of Love, not a single drop of rain fell across, I'll say with the T like you do, across the country. And I'm telling you, it's weird, but they can't control the weather. And you can laugh at me. You just something to notice that a lot of people don't. Not a single day. It was the longest it went without rain in a lot of
Nothing to put the
states.
fires out.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? While they're
There was-
burned down the country.
It was
in
planned. It was
like,
planned.
Not a
It was
drop.
planned. But the Freedom Corner thing that we went to, because we grabbed Gary McBride, we pulled him on the side, Johnny and I, and we said, we want to help. And he was like, yeah.
Just like everybody else.
Everybody
you guys
says
are
that.
doing
Oh,
right.
yeah, great.
Hey, I had to wait 20 minutes for him to get his hair straightened because his hair was long, but he didn't like the curly like you got. Gary's hair was straight.
Hey, this is all
I was
natural,
20 minutes
man.
late waiting for
I
him.
did not do this morning. I came out the womb with this curl.
It's
all right?
naturally.
Yeah, beautiful hair like my
Lovely.
wife.
He was in makeup half an hour, guys.
But blown away, also, too, by the Chinese people that were down there. You know,
Freedom
Chinese
Corner.
American
They
patriots.
hung in there like champions, rain, sleet, or snow. They were there.
Yep.
They remembered us. Joe got to do some blessings and speak. What an honor it
Yeah, a
was!
few
I was
times.
I was blown away.
Well, when I was
couldn't be
sitting
happier
talking to
was
y'all when
there.
I met y'all the first time, I was back and forth.
You didn't know the difference.
Are y'all twin brothers? John goes, well, we ain't sisters.
You said,
That's
"Are you
smart.
guys brothers? We're not sisters."
But Robert, they did. They were down there every single
Every
night.
day.
We went down there. I brought a lot of people down there. We brought Scott Lebedo down there one time on the way down. We had some rallies down in Florida because we were fighting like you was before. And I probably would have been in trouble too in the Capitol. I cannot
No
deny.
doubt. No doubt. You
Now
would've
I
been
know
right there,
a couple of
writing
people,
your own
and
book.
they were afraid that was going to happen to them because allegedly KDJ, you were down there too.
I was allegedly there, but
He
I
was really.
Yeah, NBC wrote a nice article about me. This salad dodging miscreant wrote, and it's hilarious to read it. Just rips me a new one. I don't know why he never got arrested. They came around asking questions. It was just, we.
They left you alone because your hair looks too good. That's probably
Is that
why.
what it is?
Yeah, his hair's always
Look
a
at
mess.
this Duran looking mofo. Better let him go. Look at this guy.
Because you didn't have a tambourine, a
I
beads
did not
around
have an
your neck,
assault
or
tambourine. I did not.
Or a Lego set.
I
The
think
Lego
they-
set.
I think they arrested the two extremes, like people like you that are at the top of the chain, the military people who took action, and you're in the middle. And then they went after the grandmothers and the innocent women with tambourines and rosary beads. Don't worry about the middle. Just have the top and the bottom and
The
frighten everyone in
extremes.
between and shut them the hell up.
Because it was political theater. That's
Yep.
why they didn't televise any of this stuff. They would have let the truth out. It was political theater to have Joe Biden, who I think was actually either a lizard or a robot walking around, claiming to be the president. There's no way that dude won. And I don't think he was running the country. We know the Autopen was. But I think, to your credit, though, I want to make a really important point, too. There's a chapter in that book called Swabbing the Deck where I give credit to Mickey Whithoff for the dream that she had about her daughter. I know you know that story like the back of your hand. But the work that you guys did to keep our spirits alive and to give us a voice from within so that the outside world could have their hearts broken so that we could end up being here today, like I said, is a debt I'll never be able to repay. And I've tried to let Mickey know that I love her, and I know a lot of people say that, but I will say that the work that so many people did on our favor, on our behalf, to let the world know that we weren't forgotten like the rest of our families or our friends did or our jobs did, it's incredible. So I got nothing but gratitude for everybody in here, and that's the kind of attitude that's going to save this country once and for all.
And I don't think I ever met anybody that came out of the J6 from the Pollux family that wasn't Jesus first, good
The
God
Pollock
loving.
family. Maybe Robert knows them.
That's why I'm trying to marry somebody from the Pollock family.
I have no idea. I'm sorry. to make you
Mr.
trouble, I
Pollock
hope.
was one of my favorites.
No, they
Man, how
he
can
blew
you
my
not love
mind.
that dude?
The Pollock and the mom and then the two kids that came out. I was there when they came out, and it just like I said, I haven't met anybody that I met from the
means out of
J6 that wasn't
jail.
unbelievable. Unbelievable people.
They would even sing before they would leave Mickey's house when we were living there. They'd
He
get
bought a
in front
big
of the
rock
front
there,
door, and
too,
he
one
would,
day.
They would sing, and then bye. He's always got a smile, but they would sing us a song before they left.
That's beautiful.
He had some
He
great
sang me a
prayers.
song
They
the
were
last-
some
the-
good
the
prayer.
first time I came to visit him, he welcomed me to his house and says, we've been praying for you your whole life, and you didn't know it until today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So I'm marrying into a family that loves the Lord, and Olivia makes me want to be a better man. And one day, I'll let her know how much she means to me. But I know that everything that I can do within my power to raise our family so that me and my house will serve the Lord is everything that she expects and has been praying for, and that's what I can't wait to do, because our relationship is a result of one of the most horrendous things that have ever happened to our country. And if something like that, which we are going to be making a movie about, LegomanProductions.com with 2 Gs, tell you all about
Beautiful.
it. And we're shooting this summer. If something like that can be the result of one of the worst chapters in American history, that means that no matter what we're persecuted underneath, no matter what obstacle we have to persevere through, there's going to be a better day. There is an after, and I would say that time and time again to people that I was locked up with. And I like to remind anyone who's going through something challenging that we will see these days renewed, but we get to decide if that's going to be the case or not. As long as we don't give up and trust our Lord and Savior, we are going to fix this country.
It's pretty powerful, to be honest with you. I can only speak from my own experience and my own look and try to get the words. I look for the words, I look for the wisdom, and certainly the guidance, because it takes a lot to make this happen. It takes a lot to turn the lights on, to place the rent, and just the whole build out. And I could have never done it if it wasn't for the grace of God. This wasn't something that I grew up and planned on doing, but I saw it, and I saw what... I love the country so much. It's like almost hard to explain. My father was a former Marine, and my mom brought me close to Jesus. You know, that's just the way life was in America. And blessed enough that I could hand that off to my 4 sons, who are incredible men. They're not as radical as I am about United States and about America first.
They should be.
Well, you know, I tried to do that. They were indoctrinated, not indoctrinated, I don't want to say that, but yeah, maybe they were. They went to college. You know, hey, my friend Kevin Downey Jr. over here, he was a Democrat one time, weren't you? I remember.
I was a big New York City leftoid. And then I became a Republican. And 3 days after 9/11, I said, I'm none of the above. When I saw George Bush say, Islam is the religion of peace, and I'm on my bed in Brooklyn smelling the bodies going, I can't believe I voted for this animal. There's got to be something else. And there wasn't much. The libertarians.
Was it Bush that said that? I thought
that was Bush. And as he's saying it,
come on, man.
He's with a bunch of people, Muslims and whatnot. 2 of them ended up going to prison for terrorism. Standing with him. Robert Spencer taught me that. He writes. I think he's got 31 books on jihad out right now.
Were they the only 2 who didn't get a free flight back home on 9/12?
Seriously. I will say this. It's easy to love America because our Bible and our Constitution are part and parcel of one another. The sacrifice that Christ gives us on the cross to liberate us from the tyranny of sin is almost identical to the sacrifice that our founding fathers bled for and written so that our Constitution can liberate us from the tyranny of government. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to love America because by loving America for what it originally stood for is a perfect avenue through our First Amendment to love Christ. Sharia law completely contradicts our Constitution.
Yep.
We can't tolerate that here on American soil. And America is a Christian nation. It was built, founded by, and bled for by Christians. Mm-hmm. And the second people start realizing that, I think we're really going to have the attitude and the gumption. That's why I'm making the movies that I'm making. This production company that I've got, we're about to crank out movies that are edgy, gritty, violent, in your face, the irresistible ones like 300 and Braveheart, but also honor God. And so if you want to fix this country, you do it by telling better stories so that the next generation wants to keep this republic and knows how.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
The problem with a lot of that, Robert, is to be able to get it out to the land. You know what I mean? The people that are watching these fake news channels, they're like stuck on them, and there's no opportunity to share the work that you're doing, nor the work that I'm doing. But I don't really care. The America First media and television is all about the truth. It's all about the nation, God, following, all the principles that we have. And honestly, Donald Trump does it so well. I get so angry at the people that go, he shouldn't have did that. What is he going to Iran for? He knows what's going on. And plus, I have to tell you that everything that he said, that they said he did about him, was a lie. And all the ideas and the process that he brought through, including ivermectin, right, was the truth. So how could we not, if you go against Trump, don't come into the warehouse. What can I say? If you think that Biden won the 2020 election, don't come into the warehouse. Definitely don't want you in there because there's nothing I'm going to say to make you feel any differently. You'll never see MSNBC, CNN, all of that baloney. We like the Real America Voice Network. We like One America. We like Newsmax, all right? Fox, a few people. We like our Fox, but they're not really telling the truth either. I promise you that I will put all my efforts into helping you, Robert, and Lego Man Studios because I like everything about you. Anybody got a problem with that? You're fired!
You also said if you wear a headband, don't come into the warehouse. It was very hurtful.
I have an exception for you, old man.
But what you said made me think of one thing, and it's David Mamet said it. I just say it to give him credit because it's one of the most poignant sentences I've ever heard. Without God, there is no gratitude. And you see, and of course, what you're saying, the government tries to take God out of stuff, so we have to worship them.
Exactly.
And simply put, without God, I talk about it in my act, people that don't believe in a higher power tend to be assholes. No offense, John. They tend to be assholes because they think everything.
He meant
like,
governor.
Like, there's no gratitude. Like, I sit here among some of the greatest people in the world. I do it on stage. I talk about my wife after I follow. I'm like, I'm married. I'm like, do you think I planned this? It's like, you think I'd wake up every day and go, are you serious?
Yeah.
I think he called me an asshole.
Gratitude.
Well, listen, Johnny, we're going to
With
take care of him.
slow-mo
After the
asshole.
show, we'll bring him to the Oath Keepers Lounge, and we'll spread him out and kick his ass.
I just got one question I want
Well,
to say. too.
here's what you got. We're going to go for another 5 minutes. So everybody can get something in if you want, either directed at Gary or at Lego Man, okay? Because we got to bring up Midnight. He's got a couple of million on TikTok.
Well, I see a minute 25 on the timer, so I'm not going to ask too many long questions. But, you know, what confuses me is this Muslim belief, the Muslim Quran. Oh, there are good Muslims. I know. I get my coffee from guys from Pakistan. They're Muslims. Delicious. You know, but they don't threaten me or anything like that, or they don't believe in what part of the Quran says to kill the infidels and hurt us. Well, how do they get there? How does that happen?
So there's numerous chapters in the Quran that actually mandate that behavior. So the very kind Muslims that are serving you coffee that haven't killed you yet are actually apostates.
They're
It's
what?
like an apostate. It means they're within their religion, but they're disobeying the religion. Islam is a death call. Islam is a death call, absolutely. So you have fake Christians that will call themselves a Christian, but they're not abiding by the Ten Commandments. They're not submitting to Jesus, nothing like that. They're out of whack, but they'll claim it. Same application for the Mohammedans.
Yeah,
They'll claim Muslim, but if they were real Muslim, they would have slit your throat already.
They would have poisoned your coffee.
And the Muslim Brotherhood is cracking down on those because they want everyone to be a diehard Muslim. In England, the Muslim Brotherhood, they run almost, if not every website pertaining to Muslims. The dating sites, the game sites, anything you have, anything Muslim, the Muslim Brotherhood is in there right now trying to get those women showing a little kneecap, trying to get them to wear the
hijab.
They're drilling through the wall. Yeah, through the hijab thing. The Muslims drilling through the
They
wall.
are. They're not getting in. It's a steel plate. They'll never get through. It's the safest place in America.
The most dangerous place in here. We got some fighters. I will say this too. Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 18. You got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They're about to be thrown in the fiery furnace. And they tell Nebuchadnezzar, we're not going to bow down to your golden idol because we know that our God will save us. But even if you don't save us, oh God, we will still not bow down to that golden idol. And that kind of biblical defiance within our Bible, that's the type of attitude that if we proceed with, nothing can stop us. We still won't bow down to any golden idol, regardless of what that idol is. And even if God doesn't save us, that's a type of attitude that's going to save this country.
I got to tell you, Robert and Gary, honored to have you here, blessed to have you here. We got so much work and so many things to do ahead of us. We do have to end it here. We got to set the stage for the next show. The midnight hour or hour and a half is coming up, and you might see you guys back on that as well. Lego Man Productions. We're going to get all of his information on the website, and he's going to be on KDJ's radio show as well, right?
Thursday, right?
Can't wait, brother.
Yeah, baby. It's
That's
right
a
down the block.
badass
We're
show.
gonna have fun.
And you got something going on, Gino?
I'm back more tomorrow at noon with Kevin.
Yes.
Can't get enough of you. Johnny boy, where you going to be?
I'll be out there looking out for my Patriot buddies and contribute any way I can to help.
Well, I appreciate that. I love my brother like, my brother from my mother, the same mother.
The actual mother.
See you, Mom. We're off.
The first warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. symbol of unity. For the patriots of America.